So Nowhere is a 2023 film from Spain, and it's streaming on Netflix. It's been streaming on Netflix for a bit, and it's been on my radar. I heard a few people talk about this one that praised it a lot. It's from Spain, so it is Spanish subtitled, and it's a drama thriller, I would say. And basically, what we have going on here is it's a fictional future kind of thing, not too far into the future, but in a situation where there's a drastic population control thing going on in Spain, and they are targeting children and mothers because of overpopulation and basically it's genocide essentially. So a bunch of families pretty much are trying to basically export their children and pregnant wives and such to Ireland. And the story follows this one woman who's pregnant herself, and her husband is trying to get her into a cargo ship to head off to Ireland. During the trip, she ends up in the middle of the ocean in this cargo ship, and she's trapped in there. And basically, it's a survival story. It's very little people in this film. It's just her for the most part, and the husband at the beginning of the film, and then everybody else is basically a side character and only show up for brief moments in time. You're 95% of the movie following just this one woman. This is also the first film I've watched in 2024. I started it on New Year's Day, and then I watched it in two parts. So January 1st, I watched half of it, and then I watched it the next day. It definitely was tragic and bleak. There are specific moments in this film that are quite hard to watch, and I'd say that I can see what they're going for, and they're definitely they're going to put you on edge. But I did find that there are specific scenes in this movie that are they seem done specifically just for shock value, and they seem to go a little bit too far and too over the top. That it just gives me the impression that they were there just to shock the audience. It doesn't like they almost felt thrown in and forced in a sense. So I'm kind of mixed on my feelings on those specific scenes, and they can get pretty brutal. You are going to deal with some child death in this film off screen, and there's I'm not going to spoil it too much, but there's a gross out scene involving ingesting something. I will also say that you do have to, in my opinion, suspend your disbelief for this one. I did hear that a lot of people found this film very realistic and very tense for the intelligence behind it and the way that this film was written with what the main character has to do kind of thing. But I personally found some things definitely stretching the believability, and it goes with the thematic elements of the film for sure. It's still entertaining. It doesn't take you out of the film or anything. But there are certain parts and moments of the film that you're just kind of like, yeah, I don't think this would happen that way. This is kind of fortunate, and there's a lot of luck playing out, and there's a lot of situations where her survival is not the most realistic. But if you're watching it for sheer entertainment value, and if you're just looking for something suspenseful, it's a really well executed film. It looks great. It's shot great. It's acted tremendously. The lead is phenomenal in what she's asked to do, and it's edge of your seat kind of suspense through the whole thing. There's, like I said, some really tense moments, specific ones that will definitely get under some people's skin and are definitely shocking. Those happen like pretty much in the first act mostly, before she's kind of left to her own in the middle of the ocean kind of thing. And it's a good survival film. Like it plays with ideas that I really enjoyed, and what this woman has to go through, and the actress portraying this woman, kind of her acting skills are really really good. So it definitely was an enjoyable watch. It didn't blow me away as much as what I heard this film with like other people reviewing it, and how much people loved it. I just thought this was a really well done film, but I wouldn't put it in my favorites of 2023 or anything. It's in the top tier of Netflix film. I can give it that pretty easily. I would just say that be prepared for specific scenes that are shocking, and definitely seem unnecessary. Like I said, there's one scene in particular where it involves ingesting something that I was just like, okay, that just went too far for me, and I don't like that at all. But it just felt gross for gross sakes, for gross sake kind of thing. But maybe some people will appreciate it. Maybe some people will understand it a little bit more, especially from a pregnant female perspective. But it is what it is. Like I said, I give it a recommendation for a Netflix film, and it's currently streaming and probably will be for a while, being that it's a Netflix exclusive. So, subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like to listen to my voice or if you like my film reviews. I'll be back with more soon, so stay tuned for those. Check out what's on the channel already. Stay tuned for what's coming until next review. Have a good one. Take care and cheers.